Hi guys. I wanted to touch base with you and let you know what the next 6 or so weeks are going to look like. So this is how you will be seeing me. I will do some screencast talks with you, and then I will be providing you information and some cool links on Google Classroom so you can keep up with cool things in science, and I'm going to give you some other opportunities as well. So first of all, let me go over what this program is going to look like. They're calling it different things, but overall, this is an optional educational opportunity for you. So anything from Friday or Saturday, the 14th of March, because remember the Friday the 13th that we'll never forget when school was canceled. Anything after that point, we cannot grade. Okay, so anything that I give you is going to be for you to expand your knowledge on certain topics, offer you some opportunities for discussion, point out some really cool resources, but those will not go towards your grade. Anything prior to that Friday the 13th, so including that day of things that were due, those things will go in the grade book. So if you still have things out, you have an opportunity to turn those in. And so looking at earth science, I decided on that test because I had so many kids that hadn't taken that first test, and there's really no easy way for me to give that. And it wasn't a super spectacular test for anyone to begin with. So I exempted that test out of the grade book. And what that means is it doesn't help nor harm anybody. So the activity, because we haven't been in class very long this semester when all of this happened. So the activity that we did on species interaction, where you had like predation or types of symbiosis, and you specialized and did that slide presentation, that was due on Friday the 13th. And so I will expect those to be turned into Google Classroom. And remember, I said that was an assessment grade. So those of you who are in less than an optimal grade spot right now, that is super essential for you to do really well on, because that will be a key part of your grade, okay? If there are other things, some of the other activities we've done, if you still have them, then finish them up, take a screenshot for me and send it to me through Classroom, and then touch base with me to make sure that I saw it. There's a lot of things that we have to check as teachers now of different things coming in digitally. So double check with your teachers that they get the information that you send, and then we'll get those in the gradebook. When it comes to, I think there were a few labs in there. Give Larson a week or so to figure out how we'll do some makeups on those. So I want to emphasize, please do not stress about your grade right now, okay? We will work that out, and we have plenty of time for you and I to work together to make sure we get those scores caught up, okay? But I can't assign any new work. So some of you have asked for extra credit or some additional work for a grade. I can't do that at this point, okay? But please don't stress. Don't let your grade be a stress right now. We'll work on it together. So let me tell you the cool things we're gonna do. So now you don't have to stare at me in the little corner of your screen. Take a look at the Google Classroom. So right here is what the old classroom looked like. So if you're first period or third period or fourth period, it'll give you a little note here that says, hey, we're moving to a new classroom, and here's the code, and I'll show it to you in a minute on a bigger screen. And it's going to talk to you about these optional activities. For now, I'm going to leave conversations open on Classroom as long as you keep them appropriate. This is a really great way to reach out and have some conversation. So let's go back here. The classroom we're going to have now looks like this. It says Learn, Laugh, Live, a guide to staying busy on break. So I am providing you not only with science content, which is important, but also some other things that we've talked about throughout the year, or some things that you said in the survey that you would be interested in learning. Thank you, by the way, for those of you who filled out that survey. It was nice to hear from you. So here's what we've got. Here's the introduction right here, and it talks about that these are optional and not graded. And I think it's Mondays and Wednesdays. Teachers are going to post things on their Classroom or Schoology or whatever their digital platform is. If you have a teacher that didn't have a digital platform, they will be reaching out to you because they are required to have some way of communicating with you. So be on the lookout in that in your CVSD 356 email. Be checking those for teachers reaching out to you. My dog's being really obnoxious. Kona! Hey, shh, I'm trying to teach her. Yeah, you. Okay. I did put March Mammal Madness on here. Hey, I brought the bracket home, by the way, so I'm going to get that updated and I'll take a screenshot for you. But this link right here will take you to March Mammal Madness. You might not have been interested before, but now that you're at home and there's no other tournaments going on, you might be interested. So you go on this page and then up here under the results tab, the rounds that have happened, you can click on and it'll tell you who those winners are. So you can fill out your bracket based on those winners. Next, this is the first official post for tomorrow. But if you were online this past weekend, I got really excited. A week ago, the day after we got shut down from school, I already started putting something together for you guys. But then I was told we had to wait until every teacher had the same opportunities. And so I had to take it down real quick. So some of you are already members of this classroom and you saw some of the cool things that I put up. And so I'm going to leave that first post as our Wednesday post for the 25th. You'll see right there. So here's some things. I thought instead of me giving you one specific activity, that I would give you kind of a menu of different things that you could do based on your interests, okay? I highly encourage you guys to pick some science things. It kind of would break my science heart if you're not learning a little bit of science. So I'm really trying to find things that would interest you. So please check those out, but I'm going to give you a preview. So my goal is to have a little video like this that I won't yammer on too long about on those Mondays and Wednesdays to say, hey, this is what I picked out for you, and then show you where you can find them. So first of all here, I'm always going to give you some type of idea for physical activity because, guys, it's really important to get some exercise in. It's going to be really hard to sleep if all you're doing is staring at a screen all day long. So there is, bundle up, go for a walk, take your dog or take your neighbor's dog, but stay away from your neighbor. Then this one is a virtual field trip. So I'm going to find field trips that you can go on from your house. So this one is a virtual field trip of the San Diego Zoo. This is really cool. You can check out all of these different animals that we've been talking about in class. And you can check out, remember we talked about those amphibians and how they're that indicator species that lets us know when things are going bad. So you can look at the fire salamander or the poison frog, and you can click and learn about where they live. So they'll show you that they live in Central America. This will show you their endangered status. If they're green, they're good. If they're red, that's not good. And this is saying that some are endangered. They'll tell you about the size and compare it to something that you understand or reference to. They're about as big as a gummy bear. Tell you their habitat, what they eat. So we talked about niche. And it'll give you descriptions and different things so you can learn about different animals. I thought this was a pretty cool site. So this is the San Diego Zoo, and you can spend a lot of time looking at different animals. Hey, if you've got younger siblings, bring them in and show them too. They would like this. Or if they're driving you crazy, hook them up on their own device and say, hey, check out the zoo. And that'll buy you a little time maybe. The next one, hey, we've done mindfulness all year, and I think more than ever, you guys might be needing this. This one is a sleep meditation. So it's just a YouTube video, and it will, hear the music. It's actually a fairly long, it's like 3 hours. So this is like intended to put you to sleep. I would not look at the screen because that's kind of counterproductive to look at a screen when you're trying to fall asleep. But the sounds are a nice way to maybe start a self-meditation, focus on your breathing and try to get to sleep. I know so many of you from looking at all the doodles on my desks. I know a lot of you have some serious art skills. So I found this guy, Mo Williams. He does lunch doodles, and he does a lunch doodle every day. And you don't have to be good at drawing. See, look, he's got all of these videos here, so you can pick different ones because he started them last week. So you can click on the doodles, and he'll start showing you what to do. And he'll give you different ways that you can do simple drawings. Again, really great if you have younger siblings, and fun for you if you enjoy drawing. All right. The virtual field trip to Yellowstone. So here is a really cool one. I'll take you to Yellowstone National Park. So right now, we see that, this national park is closed because everything is closed right now. So I'm going to try to bring these places to you. So here's a virtual field trip. You can click on like the hot springs and it'll tell you go on the virtual tour. So it will take you to the hot springs and it'll give you some information, some detail, duration of how often, let's see. Oh, that how long you would spend there, the time of day. It'll give you more on the hikes. I think there's pictures in here. Let's see. Oops, that one didn't work. Of course it didn't work. But you can search through the park. You can look at safety. You can look at the animals, Yellowstone day hikes, and check out one of our national parks. I'm going to try to bring you to the national parks throughout our time together, so you can see all the cool places that you want to visit when we can. And maybe you can make that bucket list of places you want to go. And then the last one I have for you this time this one is talking about the gyres. We haven't got to this yet. This is talking about the currents that happen in the ocean. And we have 5 gyres in the ocean that have this consistent pattern of the way the water moves. And it also tends to hold garbage within those areas. And maybe you've heard of the garbage patches before. So this is going to talk about, this is a video from National Geographic that talks about the plastic that they find, and they've learned to make it into art. So this is a 20-minute video that I think you'll find pretty interesting. So, guys, I'm doing my best. I'm going to provide a vast array of things for you to do, and it is up to you to choose what you'd like. Notice here that I put, let me know what your favorite activity from today was. I'd love to hear your comments and suggestions. So if you have things you want to hear about, you got to send me a message and then I'll put them up as something to explore. But just like you need feedback and you're feeling kind of isolated, so am I, guys. So I would really appreciate it if you would, put a comment or two at the end of a day and tell me what your favorite thing was, or what did you learn from your exploration for the day. It's not required, but it's a nice thing to let me know that this is working out, or maybe you have better suggestions. So I would really appreciate that as a favor. But again, that's not required. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, okay. So I'll post cool things for the day to do. However, if you want to revisit something, you go up here to classwork and you click that tab, and I have folders set up with all of these different things. So you'll notice in the mindfulness folder, I put the sleep meditation. As I add things, you'll have environmental and earth science topics, virtual field trips. So we had 2 of those today. Hey, I found this one, Expand Your Knowledge. These are free online classes, not through Central Valley School District, but they're actually through some pretty cool colleges, and they're free. And there's some really cool things that you can learn about, and you can sign up to learn. I'm going to put art projects and crafts and different projects that I think you might be interested in. If you want me to search things out, tell me. I'll put some science topics that maybe aren't environmental science related or earth science related, but if I find something cool, I'll put it there. When I find documentaries, I will put them right here. Any outdoor activities that I have ideas for you, or if you haven't seen my crazy cooking videos, hey, I stepped out of my comfort zone and I recorded myself cooking. So I'll start posting those links and other cool recipes I see for you. And then, oh my gosh, the weather needs to get better so we can start in the garden. So I will explain to you the basics of gardening and how you can maybe start on your own property, even in small little containers. I'll teach you a little bit about gardening. So that's the plan. If you can't come to my classroom, then I'm going to come virtually to your living room and we're going to get through this. Okay. So reach out if you need anything and enjoy the first day of activities. Pick from the menu and then let me know what you like. Okay. Until I see you again, have a great day.